Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Jimmy.
Come
on, man! Jeez! This is Ben. So, you've met Ben already. Man of many words, as you know. Hold 2 in the last intro, I believe. Yeah,
I'll make it 3 this time.
Make it 3 this time. That's already 5. He's 2 over the limit, people. Right, today we bring you Nids versus Dark Angels.
Yeah, Deathwing. Firstborn Deathwing army.
Yeah, Firstborn Deathwing. He's pulled about 9 over his limit now. So yeah, it's going to be a good matchup, I reckon. I'm kind of using the same list as last time from last week, like I said I was going to do. But I've mixed it up a little bit. I've now gone down 2 detachments. One's Leviathan, one's Kronos, because you need really to use the Leviathan to make the Octarius book any good. Unfortunately, like I think you can put the relics on other Hive fleets, but all the stratagems are Leviathan, and I want to try and bring you the new stratagems. And then Kronos is still just far too good for shooting, so that's my plan. But we'll see them armies in a moment. So please hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let's go see the armies. Here is my 2,000 points of Tyranids. Very similar to what you saw last week. By last week, I mean 2 weeks ago, because I'm scheduling. Starting off with my Kronos detachment, I have got a Hive Tyrant with the same loadout that he had last time. So just go check it out in the comments below. He's not my Warlord this time. He's just a regular Hive Tyrant. Same stuff. Got the Relic, the Venom Barb Cannon, or whatever it's called nowadays, which allows him to roll on, get 6 shots. I then have the Exocrine, 5 warriors this time, because I've actually put the new Synaptic link ability on them. These are the ones that allow them, anybody within 12 inches, +1 to hit. I've forgotten the name of it, but it'll be down below. I then have 6 Hive Guard as well, and that rounds off that detachment. Everything in there is guns. That's how you're going to remember this detachment. The rest of it is all combat, apart from the Scythed Hierodules. But we'll move over to my Warlord, which is actually the Swarm Lord, but I have got rid of his Warlord trait so that I can get Adaptive Physiology twice. I was going to put this guy as my Warlord and pay an additional CP for one of the new Leviathan ones, but in my opinion, they're not that great. I've not found much use of them anyway, especially for what I knew I was going to face, so I thought this time around I'll keep the CP, might be handy. I have 10 Hormagaunts, and then 11 Hormagaunts and 11 Hormagaunts, and 2 Lictors, and then the 2 Scythed Hierodules. Pretty much, more or less the exact same list, just got rid of a warrior, so I more or less brought the same thing. But all this side is Leviathan. This side is Kronos. Try and remember that, please. Just like last time, this list has been built round its secondaries, like most tournament lists. Warp Ritual, engage on all fronts, and retrieve Octarius data. You saw how they worked in the last game. Well, I'm hoping they work the same in this game. Anyway, now let's go see them Dark Angels.
So, here we have 2,000 points of Firstborn Deathwing. I brought 1 Vanguard detachment, featuring 2 HQs, Ezekiel and Belial. Ezekiel has Aversion, Mindworm and Righteous Repugnance. And then I have, count them, 9 elites. I know you're only allowed 6 in a Vanguard detachment, but a Deathwing command squad allows me to bring these 3 for a free slot. So, starting with my Warlord, I have a Deathwing champion. He has the Champion of Humanity, and I've paid a CP to give him the Imperium sword as well. Next to him, we have a Chief Apothecary, who has been upgraded with Selfless Healer. He's also carrying a relic called Foe Smiter, which is a Assault 4 Stormbolter. Next to him, we have the Deathwing Ancient. He's been upgraded to be a Chapter Ancient, and he's carrying the Pennant of Remembrance. Then we have 5 Deathwing Knights. The Deathwing Knightmaster has been upgraded with Marked for Command, so his flail is now a damage 3 weapon. Then we have a 10-man Deathwing Terminator squad, which I'll be combat squadding. They are WYSIWYG, and the sergeant has dual lightning claws. Then we have a 5-man Relic Terminator squad, who are also WYSIWYG. Next to that, we have a Relic Contemptor Dreadnought with the Volkite Culverins. We also have a Venerable Dreadnought with a las cannon, and behind them we have 5-man Deathwing command squad. And that, I think, is that. My secondaries are Bring It Down, Stubborn Defiance, because you gotta, and Of the Moment.
Well, hello there, Mr. Sharp in the house. So, just going over some housekeeping before we do turn one. We've got some lovely new terrain, thanks to Mr. Jimmy bossing them like a true boss, as he always is. Today we're going to use them as industrial structures. So it is -1 to hit if you're underneath or on top, etc, etc. Area terrain, usual, +1 to your armor saves, and then we're using these as ruined walls just here and right down over there. So again, it's -1 to hit, and the crates again will have some benefits if that comes up in the game. Yeah, so not much else to say, just other than Ben's deep striking these 2 units here, and Jimmy is deep striking his 2 lictors. So
There is something I forgot.
Go for it.
The Deathwing Terminator squad that's been combat squadded, they have a Watcher in the Dark, and so do the Deathwing Command Squad.
Okay, brilliant. Hopefully you guys at home understand that, because I certainly do not. So, would you guys like to get your dice, and we'll see who gets first turn?
Good luck, sir.
The middle would be fantastic, guys. 2.
For a 4.
4. Looks like the Tyranids get the first turn today.
Command phase for the Tyranids. The warriors are putting their synaptic link onto these lovely Hive Guard here, which means they get +1 to hit. So normally they'd hit on 3s, well, because they remain stationary. They'll be now hitting on 2s with them reroll 1s, which is very nice. Movement phase. This guy here moved up, done retrieve Octarius data. This guy's within like 2.5 inches of that. Get me that. Luckily, because these guys are slow moving, I think I can leave him there for a turn or 2 and then slowly retreat because I'm scared. This guy's just moved up. I'm going to have to burn CP to shoot him off an objective. I think you know where them shots are going. And then these guys have come around here as well, and these guys have kind of conga lined. These guys advanced 2 inches. These guys advanced 5, which is more than what I needed. Well, too much more than what I needed, because they're within 3 inches of this objective here. So currently I am sat on 3 objectives, and hopefully in my coming turns I can move up onto these. We'll go into the psychic phase now. I'll be back in a moment.
Tyranid psychic phase is starting off with the Swarm Lord. What are we going with, Jimmy?
So I'm going to put Catalyst and Onslaught onto this big guy. So I'll start with Catalyst. Definitely goes off on a 8. So it's now got 5.
Can you deny, Ben?
I don't seriously doubt I'm in range.
24 inches.
Yeah, I'm not in range.
Just out. So Catalyst well and truly goes off on that lovely Gribbly down there.
Now Onslaught, but it's not that important. No, let me reroll that. But he's... Oh, perils. D3. I'll take it. For 3. And then...
Onslaught goes off there.
Yeah, so I'll put a marker on him soon. And then over here, Symbiotic Storm, or Symbiote Storm onto the Hive Guard. This one I am looking to get off.
Good job you didn't reroll. Well, I wouldn't.
Do you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm a big boy. I'll lose 3 more wounds. Help me. Cool. Yeah,
but at least that means Exploding Sixes, if you guys at home do not know, goes off on these guns, which is lovely jubbly stuff. And is that it?
That's it for this psychic phase, yeah.
Brilliant. No what ritual, because nothing is remotely close to the middle of the board. I don't think anyone dares go near there just yet. So we'll go on to the nasty nid shooting. Shooting phase, Hive Guard are going into the Marines holding that objective right over there. So, 2s, re-rolling 1s.
2s, re-rolling 1s. Oh, and 6s... No, 5s explode.
Yeah, because you put
symbiotic storm.
Oh, nasty.
So there we go. Oh, you're a lucky boy. Only 1 explosion. Oh no, 2 explosions. 2. And they all hit barring 1. Re-roll because... Oh no, 2. Because of Kronos. And another 1 explodes. So 3 more.
Brilliant.
Model 5 in the Dreadnought.
Force to wound.
Here we go. Shame I'm not re-rolling 1s. Actually, that's not a bad roll. Till I remove a few more dice.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a 5. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 in total.
Cool.
It's minus 2. So minus... the 4 saves, regardless, I think.
9. So I will start on the Thunderhammer Storm Shield.
Okay.
So once you fill 1, I'll have to roll the damage because they're D3.
Okay. Do it 1 by 1 then. Where we...
Save. Is that alright?
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
Cool. First one fell?
No, 3 up. That's a fail.
Oh god, yeah.
I was going to use a CP reroll.
Go on.
No, got it.
Right. D3 for 2. Right. Then again.
No.
He's dead regardless.
And then 4 ups, the last 3.
2 fail.
2 fail, yeah.
And then 2d3.
So first one, 2, and then that kills him.
Yeah. On a 4+, does he get to fire his Stone Bolter because he's next to the Ancient? Is that 4? I don't know.
It is a 1.
It is
unfortunately. So 2 are slain.
Okay, so next up we have the Exocrine firing at the same target.
Same target. Nothing special on this Exocrine because of the Symbiotic Storm being on the Hive Guard. So he's hitting on 4s because he is shooting through dense cover. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So hitting on 4s. Then re-rolling 1s because I'm technically stationary. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 wound, and then
there was another 4 in there.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
And then 4s to wound as well. Oh god. Just the 1.
What's the minus?
Minus 3.
Yeah. So that's a 5 up. Where is it? No. That's a failure.
Cool. 2 wounds because I forgot to put pathogenic slime on, which is fine.
Okay. Okay, so Jimmy's burning 2 CP to shoot again with the Hive Guard at the same target. Those poor Terminators.
6, 8. Yeah, 12 shots. So exploding 5s again, thanks to the Synaptic link.
You still got the reroll 1s?
Reroll 1s, yeah, because Kronos. So hitting on 2s, exploding 5s. Okay, so reroll the 1s. Of it. So 2. And this one. And then 4 more additional hits. And then wounding you on 4s again because of that lovely transhuman. Okay, so we've got 3, 4, only 5. It's quite low, to be fair.
So, minus...
Minus 2, so it's your 4 ups.
4 ups. Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
That could be the squad.
Could be.
So
you might have a guy left on one.
The first one, the guy dies.
Has he already?
He's got
he's got
left.
1 wound left. And then we will 1 get dead, and then the last one dead.
Disappointing. Do they get to fire? So the 2 stone bolters.
No.
Nope. And the missile launcher.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so he will return fire at the Hive Guard.
But before he dies, he must fire his missiles. So he's firing 2 crack missiles into these Hive Guard. Hitting on 2s and wounding on 3s. Both hit.
Let's have 2 3s, please.
1, 3. Minus, I think, is 2 on a crack missile, if I'm correct.
Yes. When does Doctrines come into play?
It'll be this turn. It's Devastator, so it'll be -3 if I'm correct.
Yes.
I believe that might go straight through. I think they have a 4-up save. I'm quite positive of that. With the Devastator Doctrine active, it goes straight through. D6 damage. That is 1 dead. Hive Guard.
Charge phase now. The Hyrule into the Terminators at the back of the board there. How far do we need to roll?
3 whole inches, baby. And I get an 8.
Combat. Coming next.
Okay.
6 attacks. Hitting on 3s, rerolling them 1s, but forced to wound due to Dark Angels and their nasty shenanigans.
Gets a 5-up in them, which isn't too bad, so... reroll a 1. It's just 5. Now I've got to roll 4 5s in the hopes of killing the squad. And I only rolled 2.
Okay.
Transhuman is doing quite well.
2 5-ups. No.
Cool. And then 1 dead, 1 dead.
So that's it's D3 plus 3 if anyone wants to understand at home. So it's pretty much auto kill regardless. So that is 2 Marines down, but Ben does get his chance to strike back.
Okay. So 6 attacks with power fists.
You can reroll that 1.
Yeah.
That's heavily cocked.
What?
It became a 2 anyway.
So that's 3 hits.
Okay.
And wounded on 4s. 2 wounds.
2 5-up Dermic Symbiosis. 1 goes through, so 2 damage you said.
Yeah.
And then Catalyst saves 5-ups. So 1 wound taken.
And then chain fists. 3s.
It was a 1 on this side.
Yeah.
So it's 2 1s and a 2. Oh dear.
Well.
Oh dear. And I do believe that is the turn of the Nids finished. I will pass.
You say that.
Oh.
I'm going to burn, I think it's 3 to fight again. Yes.
You're mental.
I'm tempted to kill them dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts? Mini dreadnoughts. They're mini dreadnoughts. They're like in dreadnought armour. I think that's what it was called in 2nd edition, wasn't it? Tactical dreadnought.
Tactical dreadnought.
What, mini dreadnought?
Yeah. I think they were called tactical dreadnought armour.
Well, they were called Terminators. It is tactical dreadnought armour.
Oh, there you go. Say mini dreadnoughts. You heard it here first, folks.
Go on then.
Yep, cool. So I'll burn them as CP.
Put you down to 3.
Yeah.
Wow, you're crazy.
I'm crazy. Gotta be crazy, man. Hitting on 3s. It's this 4s, man.
Need a whiff.
4s. And I whiff. I burnt 3 CP to whiff.
Ooh, baby.
Damn the whiff! Oh well. So that is my turn 1. I've only scored 2 points for engage through that devastation. I was hoping to kill this guy over here. And then I could have burnt 1 CP for overrun and then stuck him in a corner. But unfortunately, that did not come off. So, moving on to Dark Angels, turn 1. One of my guesses, they will bring the pain.
Okay, so movement phase recap. I paid 2 CP to allow the Terminators to withdraw and still shoot. The Apothecary has brought back one of the Terminators. Command phase. Belial put reroll all hits on the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought. The Relic Contemptor Dreadnought cast Wisdom of the Ancients. so it's re-rolling 1s to wound. The Deathwing Knights moved over to take revenge on the Hierodule. The Ancient put -1 damage on the Deathwing Knights, and the Deathwing Command Squad moved up. We're still waiting for reinforcements to come in. Okay, Ezekiel is going to cast 2 powers. He's going to cast Aversion on the Hierodule to give it -1 to hit, and if it is within 6 inches, which it is just, -1 attack.
Very nice.
This is a 6. He gets a +1 to his discipline.
I'd re-roll that.
So cast on an 8.
Well, the Hive Tyrant as the Swarm Lord is within, so I'll try and deny. Denies on a 9.
Okay, and then we're going to cast Righteous Repugnance on the Deathwing Knights to give them 4 rerolls to hit and wound.
Very nice.
That's on a 9.
And that's only on a 6.
Okay. So that definitely goes off, but the Hierodule is unscathed. Ooh. We are starting off with this Dreadnought, all his payload into the Hive Guard. So it's 3s re-rolling.
3s with full rerolls. That's a lot of 1s. I didn't need the full rerolls.
And the 1s continue.
So, well, that's a few through. 12 hits. It'll have to do. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s, because of Wisdom of the Ancients. That was a cock dice, yeah. And then 2 re-rolls. So that's 4 mortal wounds and 10 saves at -1.
Cool, so that'll be 1 dead and 1 on 2 wounds. Actually, I'll take it from the front. So here we go. So it'll be 5 up saves. So that's that 1 dead, and then another 1 dead, and another 1 on.
It's 2 damage a pop.
Is it 2 damage a pop? I know!
2 damage a pop.
Alright, cool.
So
that was that 1 dead. That's that 1 dead. That's that 1 dead. And
there's 2 4s there, which have failed.
Which is that one. That is the unit. White. Nasty.
Wowzers.
I thought it was 1 damage because of the mortal wound shite.
Next Dreadnought into the Exocrine. See if you can do the business.
The Storm Bolters are going into the little boys.
Anyways.
So, hitting on 3s because of the -1, re-rolling 1s.
Did he hit on 2s naturally?
Yeah, he's a Venerable Dreadnought.
What?
2 hits. Toughness.
It'll be 3s to wound because I'm toughness 8.
3s re-rolling 1s due to the Wisdom of the Ancients.
Oh, unlucky.
Okay, Stormbolter.
Nah, just do this off camera.
So, Ben, will you enlighten the guys what you're shooting with?
Okay,
now?
so the Squad Sergeant is going to shoot his Volkite Charger pistol into the Scythe Hierodule. It's a heavy 2 weapon, even though it's a pistol. Strength 5, no AP, 2 damage, and mortal wounds on 6s. So 2 shots, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Oh, misses.
Oh dear.
And then I'm going to shoot the Reaper auto cannon.
My heart bleeds.
The Reaper auto cannon into the same target. Hit on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Toughness
8.
Wounding on 5s. No wounds. It's invulnerable to bullets.
Off camera, we did the bolters, the storm bolters, the mastercrafted bolters, the special bolters, the magic bolters, all the bolters. Killing 2 gaunts. Jimmy rolled very, very spicy, and hitting was quite well. Wounding was a little bit of a challenge. So the Hierodule is still on 17 wounds. But I do believe there's going to be a few things charging. Can we...
The Deathwing Knights are going into the Scythe Hyrule.
Very, very good.
Just that Deathwing now.
And they're in.
I think that's a fail.
You're not burning CP.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. Oh, too busy just watching like through the camera, like, oh, this is interesting.
Burning a CP.
Yeah, for my bio.
I knew he was going to do it. I was like waiting for him to talk.
So it's 3d6.
Okay.
So I'm going to burn another CP, so I'm down to 1 CP to reroll that.
Do you reroll all of them or just 1d6?
All of them, I believe. If you need to reroll a roll, I'm pretty sure it's all.
Like charges, don't you? Reroll both dice for charges.
That's more like it.
Hey.
So that is right. Let me get the dice and we'll be back.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. 7 wounds went through on the auto hitting kind of acid spray. Freeze. Yeah.
So 2 wounds go through, and the next to the apothecary. 2 wounds through.
Brilliant stuff. Obviously, we saw the charge, so they go in. Ben will get his dice and see what they can do in combat. Terminator time, baby. Right, let's go. What do we need?
Flail of the Unforgiven from the leader. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling. Wounding on 4s. Spent 2 CP to give them +1 to wound and +1 AP.
Brilliant.
So I'm re-rolling wounds as well due to the Righteous Repugnance. So I'm wounded on 4s, re-rolling. 3 wounds, 3 damage a pop.
So 5 up in ones. So it's 2 go through, and then it'll be 6. These are my catalyst saves, so 5s. So I'll pass 3, so 3 wounds down.
14 remaining.
Okay, so we've got 12 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. All through.
Yeah,
12. And then wounding on 3s, re-rolling. Can't get them all. That's cocked. So 1 re-roll, all through. So
oh dear.
12 wounds at -3, 3 damage each.
Oh dear.
All of them. Here we go, 12 5s coming at you. Oh dear. So I'll pass, I think, 3.
Oh no.
So that's 27 wounds.
27 wounds. Right, I'll grab them dice and we'll be back in a moment. Here we go. May the Hive Mind be forever in my favour. Right, well, hang on, that's cocked. Let me...
There's a lot of 6s.
Does he death throws? Now, there is a stratagem in the new book which allows you to automatically do it. But with there being so much stuff around it, maybe it's actually worth doing.
But
let me just have a look at the book and let me just double check it's 1 CP. And yeah, I've decided it is in there for a Leviathan monster, but with him being a 3-inch with 3 mortal wounds, I'd rather just roll for it this time around and keep the CP. So here we go. He just collapses and dies.
Okay, so end of the phase. The Deathwing Knights are moved up slightly to get within range of Objective 3 and also cover the leaders and stayed within range of the Apothecary for the inevitable shooting that's going to come back. I scored 3 points that phase from Bring It Down for the Hyrule and 1 point for Healthy Moments because I did use a stratagem to fall back and I've got nobody in the middle of the board. So that's something to work on. I control 1 objective, so Jimmy's going to score big in his command phase, but 1 threat down. Let's see what I can do.
Command phase of my turn 2. these guys have put their +1 to hit on this Hive Tyrant here. The Swarm Lord has moved up towards the centre of the board to get that all-important warp ritual. These guys have fanned out a little bit, screening this bit of this backboard. They're screening. These guys are screening all this bottom corner because I am literally terrified of them guys up the back. These guys, well, this Hyrule has come around to say hello to the boys inside this hut. And Mr. Lictor has dropped in at the back and he's retrieving that Octarius data, but he doesn't know what the Octarius data is, so he's just retrieving it anyway. These guys have moved up onto that objective, these guys on this objective, and I scored 15 for the primary, being on 3 objectives and having 1 more than my opponent. I think that's everything. So, on to the Psychic phase.
Psychic phase was done off camera. The Symbiote Storm went off on an 11, so he's now +1 hit. The rest was the Horror onto this Dreadnought down here and What Ritual. Both was denied due to the boss down here and the Watcher upgrade that Ben's put on the Marines hiding in that little building down there. So, just one Psychic Power went off. Unfortunate for the What Ritual, but he has a couple of turns still to potentially bring it. Pull out of the bag. Going over to the Tyranids shooting phase. Starting off the shooting the Exocrine into this Dreadnought down here. Just shooting 1 payload for now, seeing what the damage is from this.
Hitting on 3s, 5s exploding because of Symbiote Storm and him not moving, and rerolling the 1s. So, as long as I roll 2s, I should be fine. So, extra 3. And then wounded on 3.
3 6s there. Oh no, yeah,
5.
On 5 yeah.
And then it is your toughness 7. I'm strength 7, so it's wounding on 4s. Oh Jesus! Only 3, so the most I can do here is 6 damage.
2 damage.
2 damage, yeah. And then I'll fire the next payload into it. Yeah. So only 1 explodes, and 2 miss. Oh dear. And then 3s.
4s.
4s. That's the one.
3 again.
3 again.
All 3 go through. 2 left on 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear. The Stranglethorn cannon is going into the 1 wound left Dreadnought. 2s rerolling them 1s thanks to Kronos and its nasty shenanigans.
Cool.
Full house.
And now I could do with this full house against his thingy save. So I'm going to swap dice because every time I've been re-rolling them. There we go, that's more like it. That is 2, 4, 5.
5 4s, Ben. Oh, I think he said just the 1.
Yeah. Dear.
Does he explode?
Yes, he does.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness! Next we shoot, the Hyrule is shooting his flamer into the command squad hidden behind this golden building. How many shots do you get, Mr. White?
Hopefully a lot.
Wow.
16. I'll quickly grab the dice and we'll go back to
Wowzers.
Cool. Wounded on 4s because they're Deathwing. I'm not rerolling, which is a shame. I don't get any wisdom of the Hive Mind. That's what I need.
Wait till 9th.
2, 4, 6. Only 8.
Only 8.
8. Actually,
1 damage of pop.
minus 2. So 3 up saves because you're in cover. Oh, no, because I'm in cover as well.
However, I will take them on the Thunder Hammer first. So how many was there? 7.
8.
8.
So the first 3 on the Thunder Hammer loses 2. Loses 1. So 2 more. 3 ups. Still alive. He lives. On 1 wound.
Very, very good.
End of the shooting phase, and a pretty decent one, killing the Volkite Dreadnought. This guy's Venom Cannon shot up at that Venerable Dreadnought, taking off 2 wounds. I only hit with 1, wounded 1, did 2 wounds, not too bad. Kind of a shame this guy didn't manage to kill a couple down here, or at least kill 1 and wound 1. That Thunderhammer Storm Shield really did boss it. Then, like we said, we're just up on objectives and stuff like that. Going into the charge phase. Now, this is the question. I'm very tempted here to charge the Dreadnought and get it killed, because that last cannon is a pain. But I feel like at the same time I need to go into them characters and at least kill Belial and Ezekiel. So I might double charge them instead and leave the Dreadnought for now, which probably will be a mistake, and this Exocrine may die. Or if I can slice off their heads, then I might just, I don't know, get a little bit worried. But either way, let's move on to the charge phase.
The Hierodule is going to charge the guys. We will move the camera over the side when we do the fight, we promise. Needing a 3.
Yeah. He's in on a 5.
Okay.
And then...
needing a 5 to double tap them 2 characters.
Hang on. No, it's 5 to Belial. It's a 6 if you want Ezekiel as well.
What are you going for? Kill 1 character.
Let's risk it for a chocolate biscuit, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah. He's in on a note.
Good stuff. We'll move him in and we'll get the dice and we're back in the fight phase. 4 attacks into Belial and the other 2 into the Librarian, and then possibly the tail afterwards, but we'll go to that at the end. So, hitting on 2s.
You always miss with 1. Wounding on 4s. Just 1. I've not got enough to kill him.
Just 1?
Yeah, -3. So it'll be 5 up, I think.
Belial has an Iron Halo, so he's got 4 up in both.
Very good. And he is totally fine.
So, attacks into Ezekiel. Real long, because it's cool. And then wounding on 4s.
Wasn't one of those a tail?
No, I've not done the tail yet. And typical of the Swan Lord, he totally whiffs. And he misses with the tail as well. Wonderful!
Oh dear, oh dear. Swarmy.
I've just seen that.
As I promised, we'll move to this side of the board. Ben has not elected to intervene. He feels like the CP is worth it in his turn 2. So, can this guy do a bit better than Swarmy?
There we go. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Typical, I dropped 2. I dropped 3. Oh, jeez. And then 4s. Oh, no. He totally whiffs. That 4s is very good.
Okay, Belial, 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, and with the Sword of Silence, wounding on 2s, because he's not a vehicle.
Yeah, that's right. Roll them 1s, baby.
Wounding on 2s, 3 wounds. -4, 3 damage each.
Lovely 3 up in them. How much damage?
3 damage each.
Oh dear. So that is 6 Leviathans, 6s. 1 go through, lost 5 wounds.
Which takes him down to 4.
Yep, and heavily cripples him.
Ezekiel has 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. What's your toughness?
7.
Wounded on 5s. -3.
6. He's totally fine. So, this fight continues, but will Ben get lucky on the other side of this golden building? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So the Terminator Sergeant, with his power sword, 4 attacks hitting on 2s. Toughness
8.
Wounded on 5s. No wounds. Then I've got 2 Marines with power fists, hitting on 3s. and wounding on 4s, which is 2 wounds.
5 up. 1 goes through, so that's 2 damage.
2 damage. I have a chain fist, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, 2 more wounds. So
D3.
So that's 5 damage total.
Cool.
And then I have a thunder hammer, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, 2 more wounds.
1 more goes through.
So that's another 3 damage. 8 damage.
So he's on 10 wounds remaining. So end of Tyranids turn 2. Not an eventful combat phase, we have agreed on off camera. So I scored 15 for the primary.
I did alright.
Oh yeah, not too bad. Engage on all fronts was 3 points because I'm in every table quarter, and Retrieve Octarius Day now went off for a 4. Warp Ritual is still a big fat 0. So moving on to Dark Angels, turn 2.
Okay, so the end of my command phase, the Deathwing Ancient put Pennant of Remembrance on the Knights, the Apothecary, the command phase Belial puts full rerolls to hit on this Terminator squad here. The Venerable Dreadnought activated Wisdom of the Ancients for reroll 1s to wound. The Apothecary healed Belial and the Ezekiel, and also put back a Deathwing Knight. Over here, the Deathwing squad dropped in within 9 inches away from this squad down here, and the Deathwing champion is going monster hunting. He gets rerolls to reroll his own charges, so hopefully he's going to make it.
Psychic phase now, and Ben, please tell me what you're going to do.
Ezekiel is going to cast Mindworm on the
Hyrule.
It goes off on a 6. I get +1 to cast.
-1 to Shadow the Warp as well.
-1
so
to
it just
Shadow
literally goes back
so
to...
flat 6. If it's successful, the target suffers 1 mortal wound and fights last.
Ooh, very good.
So it goes off on a 6.
Yes, it does. I rolled a 3.
So it takes a mortal wound.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
And fights last. And then he's going to cast Righteous Repugnance on the Deathwing Knights to once again give them full rerolls to hit and wound.
Very good.
Sounds dirty.
Nice. That's a pass.
This is a fail.
Okay.
Very successful for the Death Guard. Dark Angels. Dark Angels. Brilliant stuff. So we'll get straight into that shooting phase. This squad has shot the Stormbolters into this lictor down here. How many wounds did it through, guys? 4.
Needing 6s then, because it's -1. He's alive on 1 wound. Okay. Otherwise, if it wasn't a -1, I'd have passed him on. God damn it!
The auto cannon hits on 2s, rerolling 1s. All hit. Wound on 3s. 3 more wounds, -1.
He did.
Valiant effort, but the lictor is no more. A volley of bolter shots went into the gaunts, plinking a few of them down. Next, we went over to the Dreadnought, hit and wound twice with his twin link las cannon. Jimmy needs 6s here to really save his bacon.
No, 2d6er.
Let's see
if it's double 6, it is dead.
Very good roll though.
It's on 3 wounds remaining.
And then the Stormbolters into the little boys over there. You don't mean 12, eh?
Yes.
Yes, nice. All hit. Oh, it's -1, isn't it? 2 wounds.
No, I get +1 to my armour.
Alright.
But it's 2 wounds anyway.
Yeah.
Hey! Pass one died.
So, quick recap of the shooting phase. The Relic Terminators deleted the Lictor. Several Stormbolter shots went into the Homagants, and the Las Cannon took 9 wounds off the Exocrine.
Yeah.
And that is it for my shooting phase, because the Flamer over here is obstructed, and I don't want to flame these guys and make my charge harder. So, next up is the charge phase.
Charge phase, and we did this off camera because he virtually could not fail, and these guys well and truly got him. Flipping over here to the more important ones.
The Deathwing Terminators.
Needing a 9.
Needing a 9. I will use a CP to reroll that.
Okie dokie. It wasn't meant to be. But then the next one is this hunter, monster hunter, charging into this Hive Tyrant, also needing a 9.
He does get an innate reroll due to his Hero of the Imperial, is it?
I don't know, you tell us.
Yeah. You tell us, it's your list, good sir.
Yes.
Just going to hide the phone behind the corner building.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Champion of Humanity.
What does that do? Just
He gets reroll to charge and +1 attack and strength, I think. No. Charges fail.
Unlucky there on these both charges, but at least you've got your nasty squad of Terminators against the Swarm Lord. I'll let you get your dice and we'll see what you can do in the fight phase. We started with this combat, 11 wounds went through. Jimmy has a 3-up invuln, but everything he fails is flat 3 damage.
Oh, here we go. Needing all 3s. This would be amazing.
I can't keep the camera straight because I'm laughing that much. Oh dear.
Does he explode? He does!
Hey, at least that's something. Very good stuff.
What's it?
So, with everything within 3 inch, it gets D3. So, it's literally the Deathwing, the HQ squad, and the Apothecary is just in as well. So, we'll start with Apothecary.
So, he's the furthest out. For 2.
He takes 2 wounds.
Okay, okay.
The Ancient. 2.
2.
He takes 1 wound.
Ooh. Belial. Takes 3.
3 wounds.
Is that him on like 1 wound? Because if that's the case, I'll be like, damn it!
No, he got healed up.
Oh, damn it. Ezekiel. 2.
2 go through.
The Knights. For 3.
Kill the Knight.
Very, very good stuff. Swarmlord did more in death than he did in life. Jolly good stuff. With all this mess added all up, we go over to this fight down here. We're going to do this off camera, but will he survive? We'll see you back in 3, 2, 1. And just like that, he is no more. He did explode, killing one of the Terminators and knocking another one down to 1 wound. So I'll pass it over to Ben. He can have another recap of his turn 2. And we'll see how many points he scored this round.
Okay, despite failing the charges, I'd call that pretty successful. Got rid of the Swarm Lord, got rid of the second sized Hierodule. Didn't suffer too many casualties, I think. I'm in the centre of the board, so I scored a full 4 for Elves of the Moment. I scored another 6 for Bring It Down, 5 on the primary, 2 for Stubborn Defiance. No, I shouldn't have the 2 for Stubborn Defiance. Jimmy?
Oh, no, this is not 2.
Yes, sorry, bit of corrective surgery there. I scored 15 on the turn, so not bad. But I need to start making some primary points, otherwise the Tyranids are going to get too far ahead. So, Jimmy's turn 3 coming up.
Turn 3 for the Tyranids. These guys have put their command on him, giving him +1 to hit. So he's hitting on 2s, but he's not getting his reroll 1s. He's remaining stationary. This guy's moved over here. Those guys have moved up there to keep on that objective there. The Lictor I've brought in on here just to have something in this table quarter for engaging all fronts. These guys are retrieving Octarius data. These guys are staying pretty on objective 3. Right, guys, that is everything. We will move on to the Psychic phase, where he will Symbiotic Storm this guy. If he's within range now, he'll smite him, which I don't think he will be. I think I have just moved him out. And then Smite and the Psychic Scream are going on there. We will do the Psychic phase off camera. Yeah, because I don't think much will go on. Yeah, after measuring up, he's just within 18. So we took 2 wounds off of him. These guys lost only 2 wounds, even though both Psychic powers went off. Symbiotic Storm went off here. So now we are moving on to the shooting phase. And this is where my mind is split. But for now, I've got 1 CP remaining. I'm going to put Pathogenic Slime on this guy. Shoot him into the Deathwing Knights. That I definitely know. But they do have the Pendant of Remembrance, I believe it's called. Pennant
of Remembrance, yeah.
The penance of the penny farthing. Which minuses the 1 anyway. So it's, rather than being 1 damage, it's now just staying as 2 damage. He's -3, so he's whacking him on his inbuns. Just got to hope I can get them 4s on the wounds. So we'll be back in a moment.
Execrane into the No. See, it's my brain. My brain wants it to do that. Into the Deathwing Knights.
Hasn't moved. This time around he's hitting on 4s, not 3s, because he's degraded. But he still gets his +1. So he normally would be hitting on 5s, but he gets +1. And then his explosions still go off on 5s. It's ridiculous. It's badly worded, but hey hell, it's an 8th edition codex. What are you gonna do? So hitting on 4s, wounded all. Hitting on 4s, exploding 5s. Rerolling 1s because he's stationary.
Wow, okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, exploding 6s then. So another 5 going. Very nice. This is where I need the 4s. And that's where I didn't get the 4s. Just 5.
How much damage?
It's
-2.
It's -3, flat 2.
So I'm on 4-ups.
You got Burnt Symbiote?
Oh, yeah.
So it's freeze, but you get the weird ability to...
It'll be 2 damage. It'll be 2 damage. Just roll.
So 4s. Ooh, that's horrendous.
Oh, goodness me.
Okay, so that's 10 damage. So the Apothecary. Now then, do we get to roll all this damage at once, do we?
Yeah, I would. Just 1, it saves time. 2, we'll be just taking the same wounds off of people, won't it?
6. So I only saved 1. So you've killed 3.
Nice.
Warrior time now. Death Spitters are going into this 3 wound Terminator Lord, and then the Venom Cannon is going into this Dreadnought.
Yep, shooting through cover, so it is hitting on 5s. I've technically remained stationary, so I get to roll once. Doesn't make a difference. Then your toughness 4, I imagine.
That guy, you can only wound me on a 4.
Yes. No, yeah, I'm only asking because it's strength 5. If your toughness... it doesn't make a difference, because if your toughness 5, it'll still be 4s. I only rolled 1, it is -1. And 1 damage.
3 up.
He failed. He's down to 2 wounds remaining.
Very good. Venom Cannon.
Yeah, Venom Cannon's going into Dreadnought. So how many shots? 3. This guy is hitting on 4s. And then he's wounding on 3s.
Reroll that.
Yes.
He gets it.
-2.
5 up. Saved.
Cool. And then I'll decide where I'm going next. Hive Tyrant is going into the Dreadnought. Screw it. So hitting on 2s. Winding on false. 2 at minus 1.
4 ups. 1 save.
1 save. So he's on a. Oh, and then you 6 up special.
Is it just 1 damage?
It's just the 1.
Why does he get 6 up?
Venerable dreadnoughts have a feel no pain.
Brilliant. Yeah. I just didn't know if it was in the range of the apothecary.
Apothecary. Not a tech priest. The apothecary just waves his magic wand about.
You've got a guy in there somewhere.
Right. Oh, what do I do now? That's it for my turn 3. I am not going to charge. That would be suicide. Plus, I don't actually generally think I've got nothing apart from that Hive Tyrant. But you can just stay put. I scored 15 for the primary. I did not get off Warp Ritual because I've had nothing in the centre of the board to do it. Engage on all fronts. I got 3 thanks to that Lictor up in the top corner. And Retrieve Octarius data down here did score me an extra 4 points. So at the moment we are looking at 22 more points scored this turn. So I am currently on 46. But I feel like turn 4 and 5 is where Ben is going to definitely pick up his points, especially once he's killed all my big things, like this guy, and this chap here, and that man over there. So, we will be back in Dark Angels turn 3.
So, the apothecary. First things first. The Belial put the full revolves to hit on the dreadnought. The Ancient put the Pennant of Remembrance on the knights once again. The apothecary moved up, returned a knight and healed Belial and Ezekiel. The having advanced, which is alright because he's got an assault weapon. The Terminators over here moved over to take shots at this Lictor. The Deathwing Command Squad moved out to open fire on these Hormigants. The Deathwing Terminator Squad moved over to charge this guy. And the champion is going hunting. So, next up, Psychic Phase.
So the Deathwing Knights now have, well, the end of the Psychic Phase, there we go, that might work. The Deathwing Knights have reroll hit, reroll wounds with a pubescent vitality. I kid, it's not called that. What's the thing?
Righteous Repugnance.
That's the one. And then they did, what did they do?
He also did a version on the Exocrine.
He's been averted.
Yeah.
Oh no.
A version gives it -1 to hit.
Yes, very nice. Very, very, very nice. So, we'll move on to the shooting phase. All the bolt of fire here went up into these guys, causing a wound. Everything, well, just the flamer, shot into this guy, causing a wound. And all the shots from these guys went into there, causing 3 wounds. Well, a bolter and the charger. I think we are on the Dreadnought now.
We are. The Dreadnought is going to put all his weapons into the Exocrine.
Oh dear. So, we'll start with the last cannon, as that is nice and juicy.
So, hitting on 2s. Wounding on 3s.
I need an A6.
How many wounds has he got left?
He's got 3, so you can pop it to him.
Yes.
Requiring a 6. A 5.
D6 damage.
Ooh. Heavily cocked. For a 5. Does he death throws? He does not. The Exocrine has been slain.
The cheeky charge phase. So this guy is going into the Warriors needing a 10. I'll just tell everyone, guys, just so you can... And then these are going to charge the Hive Tyrant. They can't really need that much of a thing. 4?
So 4, yeah.
Do you want to start with them? Just to guarantee. Ooh, loving it. And then...
He and the Deathwing Knights are going into the Hormigants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loving it as well on a 9.
Yeah. I'm going to chuck the rest of my commanders into them as well, just to see if I can get there.
I mean, a bit harsh, but go for it.
Well, I want the movement.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Ezekiel. isn't in. Belial.
Ooh.
I'd enjoy it.
Yeah, probably needed a 7.
Yeah, because that's there.
Yeah, unfortunate.
The Apothecary, he's not, and the Ancient. No, the Command Squad stay where they are.
They go, no, we shall not. You need to roll for this one over here. No, but get to inbuilt reroll. No, not meant to be again. We'll move everything in and we'll get into the fight phase. We started here and it was a swift blow to these last gaunts on this ruin. We go over to these Terminators against the High Tyrant. We're going to do this off camera and we shall see if he survives. And here he is with 8 wounds remaining. Yeah, Lightning Claws did the damage, the rest whiffed. But he gets to attack back now.
Yes, I'll use the monstrous bone swords that we've given him for this, so I ignore the inbones, but it doesn't make a difference because it's only -2. So he's hitting on. I'll have to double check that too.
Yeah. What's happening? What press this button?
They all hit. I wounded on 4s.
What's
-2.
3 -2, so the first one's on the Flamer. One a 4-up. Saved. Second one's on the Flamer. He dies, and then a Thunderhammer on a 3. So, how much damage?
I think they're flat 3. They're flat 3.
So 2 are slain.
Okay, so quick recap. Could have done with removing this guy. The Knights took that objective, which should hold me steadfast for next turn. Over here is going to turn into a bit of a battle, but I've got reinforcements. And hopefully the champion can survive next turn shooting and get into the warriors. So I scored 5 for primary that turn, 3 for bring it down, 2 for stubborn and 4 for oaths. So it's going to be a tight one, this one. Jimmy's turn 4 coming up.
Command and movement. These guys put their command ability on him. Surprise, surprise, he's the only one in range. Could have done it themselves, but they are rodding. These guys are just hiding in a corner because they're scared of these 2 blokes. They're looking for a fight, and my little home goals don't want to do it. And then these guys have just stayed put up here because that is currently scoring me that objective. I scored 10 for the primary. Got into the psychic phase. He is going to smite into him, hopefully kill him. Then I might just put Catalyst on these, keep him around. Or I might put Catalyst on himself, actually, because of this pesky Dreadnought. And then, as well in the Psychic phase, Psychic Scream and Smite will go onto that squad over there. So I'm going to do those off-camera, speed things up a little bit on our end. And it's not going to be that exciting, I don't think, unless I manage to wipe out that squad, which I highly doubt. Right, guys, moving on to my psychic. Okay, maybe we should have filmed that, because he's dead! I got 2 wounds on him with a smite, and Catalyst is on himself. And then over here, I caused, I think it was 5 mortal wounds in total, killing 1, putting 1 down onto 1 wound, and I almost got a super smite. So very good. The Stranglethorn cannon from the Hive Tyrant going into the Dreadnought. Last time I'm probably going to shoot this, so hit on 2s. Reroll on the 1s doesn't make a difference. I should have put Symbiostorm on himself and he would have exploded. Then needing 4s because of the toughness. 3 go through, sir. You need 3 saves at -1.
4 ups.
2 go through, and then your 6s, because it's only 1 damage each. 2 more wounds. He is left on 3 wounds remaining. We will then go into the fight phase, starting with the Terminators. We will grab the dice and we'll be back in a moment. Terminator Sergeant has, well, already thrown his attacks. Hitting on...
Twos. Because I've not moved this turn.
And then wounding on 5s, I think.
5s with a reroll.
Yes. Just
one.
the one. Requiring 4s. I passed it. And then we go on to the Thunderhammer.
Hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Wounding on 3s with a reroll. Good job.
Ooh.
That's 2 wounds. I'll reroll wounds because Deathwing in the Assault Doctrine.
Yes, and characters as well or something in it as well. Monsters over 8. Yeah. Cool. So, looking for 4-ups. Pass 1, fail 1. He is down to 5 wounds remaining. As well as having the monstrous bone swords, he also has some monstrous scything talons. So I'm deciding to attack with the monstrous scything talons this time. 5 attacks hitting on 3s. Reroll the 1s for monstrous scything talons. All hit. Wounding on 4s because it's Deathwing. 3 go through at -3. So
Thunderhammer. Saved. I will CP reroll that. No.
He is dead. But that does leave the sword. Oh, hang on. I do have my little tail. It hits. It wounds.
What's minus?
Your armor save.
2 up.
It is fine. So the end of my turn 4, I scored 10 on the primary. I scored 3 for engage thanks to that lovely little lictor. And then I have maxed out Retrieve Octarius data. I'm realistically probably only going to score maybe 5 more points on my next turn. I might get lucky with a 2 points for engage. But Rod I can't score, and I'm not getting anything in the middle for Warp Ritual. That has been a very dead secondary for me. I probably should have taken something else. But you never know how the game's going to go until you play the game. So, moving on to Dark Angels, turn 4.
Okay, start of the turn. These boys moved over here so I can get more shots at that thing. These guys moved out to charge the Hive Tyrant, and 2 of them could get line of sight on the Homagants. Everybody over here moved to the middle to take aim as much as they can at that lot over there. And the Deathwing Knights move round to try and get a charge on those boys right over in the corner. If not this turn, then next turn. So, next up we have the Psychic phase, but I'm not sure a lot's going to happen because Ezekiel's hiding under here. And then we'll be into the shooting phase.
So Psychic phase, a version was put on these guys, and the other one I was able to deny, which was to give them all the rerolls in the world. Going into the shooting phase now, I believe all these guys, including the Dreadnought, might be off into these warriors, if I'm correct.
Quite possibly. Yeah.
Yep, and then these guys are probably going to shoot into the Homagants.
Yeah, 2 can get sight to the Homagants.
Yep. And then they're going to show up at the Lictor. So we'll come back and we'll do a recap of what happened this phase. It's going to be a lot of bolt of fire. Not too interesting. If the last cannons go into the Hive Tyrant, we'll bring you that. But I think the last cannons will go into these geezers. So yeah, we'll be back in a moment. So as predicted, all the shots went into here, killing all of them bar 1 and putting them onto 1 wound. This guy did not get shot at. The Lictor was brutally murdered. R.I.P. the sweet prince. And then we have just 1 were killed over here when it comes to the Homagants. All the shooting went into him, but I passed the saves and passed the catalyst. It was a good time in that corner. Now we are moving on to the charge phase. So we'll just grab the dice and we'll be back in a moment. Charge phase now, and these Marines are going into the Hive Tyrant.
Yes, they are.
Ooh, spicy,
So that's
spicy.
a 10.
And then...
Over there, I could do with another 10.
Yep, roll it. Well, that's heavily cocked, but you're not going to roll.
Yeah, I'm not going to make that. I will use one of my 2 remaining CP for a reroll. Nope.
Nope.
Trip over the wrong feet.
Any more charges? I don't think there are. So we're just going to get these guys into combat and we'll be back in a moment. Surprise, surprise, in the fight phase, the Hive Tyrant was killed. Power Fists finished him off. They got it up into his Jaxie and he's dead. So, with that being said, we will recap this turn 4. Or will we? No, we won't, because we've already done the points and we've tallied it out. So we're going to come back into the recap as if we played turn 5, but there's no point because we know what the final score is going to be anyway. It would all rely on him being dead, but it's only a point. I think you know which way this game has gone, so we'll see you in the recap in a moment. Right, guys. Ready for the final scores. So we calculated off camera in between turns 4 and 5. I scored 70 in total. I scored 45 for my primary. I maxed out Rod. I more or less maxed out Engage on all fronts. I think I scored 13 points. So in total, I think I got the magic 70. But Ben, what did you score, lad?
71.
Oh, the 1 point. A Warp Ritual. Had I not taken Warp Ritual, or at least got it off once, I'd have won it by 2 points. So, a crazy, crazy game.
So, you know, I've got 5 characters there for you.
For Assassin. Well, I only killed 1.
Yeah, he was the Warlord.
He was the Warlord?
He was the Warlord. He was worth 4 points.
Oh, man, I could have won it by 3. Yeah, just what a close game that was. MVP for you, who do you think was your man? I think I know who it probably was from my end. I think it was your Apothecary.
You reckon?
I reckon so. Just healing guys up, all that damage I was pulling out, and he was just like, nope, it's fine, it's fine. Then second, probably the Dreadnought for just the amount of last cannon fire that went through.
Yeah, do you know, I know it didn't last very long, but the Relic Contemptor just taking away your Hive Guard that did so much damage early on. The losing Stubborn Defiance in the first turn nearly cost me the game. Yeah,
that's true. Quite a few things could have cost us, either one of us, the game, which Warp Ritual did for me. Yeah, crazy. I think my MVP might have been my Exocrine. It was able to take out your Dreadnought, weaken, well, pretty much kill the guys off of there, and just whittle people down. Hive Guard didn't do too bad for the 1 turn that they were here as well. It just feels like a blur, this game. I'm trying to remember what had happened, and it's just like, oh! It was a pretty intense game. Like, behind the scenes, we were measuring stuff out. Like, the amount of times we were using these fancy little rulers from Elysian War Games. Go check them out. Our sponsors on the channel. And then, like, I was trying to screen the board to stop his guys coming in. Found a kink in the armour. Didn't really do much with them, apart from they did, I think at the end, kill the Hive Tyrant, or maybe that was the other squad that came in.
Yeah, it was the command squad that finished him off, but the Terminator squad, funnily enough, gave me the OBSEC to take that objective away from me. Yeah, that's true. Then we had the Deathwing Knights just absolutely tear through my side Hierogel in the first turn, which was nasty, causing 18 wounds in total. I did warn you.
You did. You did say, look, it's going to tear a new arsehole, and it tore a new. Well, in fact, it tore more than an arsehole. Ripped its tail off, just a big chunk. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It was just a crazy game. Well, you witnessed it. Anything you want to say? Any more you want to say?
Good game.
Good game. It was a good game. It was a fantastic game. And a very close game. I think that might be the closest game we've ever had on the channel.
Is it really?
In it. I think it is. I cannot think of another game. Might have had one where it's 1 or 2 points. No, 2 points I think is the other one. Maybe 3. Mr. Carl's nodding his head off camera. Yeah, I think 3 points is the other one. And I think that was Nids as well. Running and hiding behind a building.
I bet you can't wait for that codex.
when we get the fucking Nids codex, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm hoping that the Monstrous Scything Talons end up being like the Tyranids, D3+3 damage. I think that would be immense on the likes of Hive Tyrants. Trying to think what else has Monstrous Scything Talons. And that's roughly about it, actually.
I think you want a weapon that ignores invulns to actually have a point, right?
Yeah, I think against demons and maybe Dark Eldar, especially against like an Archon with a 2-up flicker field or whatever they're called, or shadow field or whatever it is. Going 2 up, I don't think so, -2, and then Archons I think only have a 5-up armor save, so he doesn't know. But yeah, I think that would get rid of those. So it has its purposes. I think it'll kill off demons and stuff like that. But against a Deathwing army, which has technically a 1-up save and you're -2, you're not even getting to the invuln. What do I think of Rising Tide? I do think it's slightly improved the Nids. Do I think will patch things over, make them competitive? At the minute, I don't really see it, but I need to sit down and actually have a proper sit down and look through it. Maybe experiment with a few lists, see what I can do. The Synaptic links I'm a little bit underwhelmed with. There's a couple of good ones in there, but again, it's very situational. I like the fact you can link them across. I think the one issue with the Synaptic link system is that they're limited. So like a Turbogon can only have a certain thing, a Trigon Prime can only have a certain ability.
Did you have any of that going on?
I just had it on the Warriors.
So that was the +1 to hit?
The +1 to hit. That's one of the only viable ones, I think. Unless they go ahead and say, right, you have the Synaptic link, here's a list of the Synaptic links you can have. You can only take one per, like stick one on a Hive Tyrant, for example, and you can only use him once. Then, but you can take any of them. Then that's where I think it opens up the options and lets you customize the army a little bit more. I think how they just like limited him to the, if I took it on this guy, instead of piling in on 3 inches, you pile in 6 inches. Might have its uses, but Homogons have that built in for so like it's a waste on Homogons, for example. Might be alright for Gene Stealers, but then again, when is a Hive Tyrant going to be up with Gene Stealers when you're slinging the Gene Stealers up turn 1? He's not going to be. So I think there's definitely room for improvement. I don't mind the abilities themselves, but the fact that they're limited on the certain characters, then yeah, I feel like it just needs a rework, if I'm being honest with you. Games Workshop just need to pull a thumb out their ass and go with the flow, really, with it and improve upon it. I like the Synaptic link thing of like having him like here and then these guys being 12 inches away and then having a guy 12 inches away from him. I think that's amazing, and that's what Synaptic stuff should be. And I think that link should happen as well with them being like fearless. I don't know how they're going to redo it when the Codex comes out, but when it does, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I hope they get a bit more damage. Maybe a little bit less shooty with the Exocrine and the Hive Guard. I reckon Hive Guard will probably go flat 2 damage rather than D3. But yeah.
The Hive Guard should just nerf those, buff the others. Get rid of that Hive Guard.
Yeah, just get rid of it. Totally. Turn them into Tyrant Guard. Tyrant Guard will probably get the bodyguard keyword. That I can almost guarantee, I reckon.
Who loves the bodyguard keyword?
Tournament players. Tournament players love it. They just get one guy with a storm shield to hide behind a ruin and you can't shoot a dreadnought out in the open. Crazy stuff. But I think that's it for my thoughts. Like I said, I'll go through Rising Tide, see what I can do with it. But with the Synaptic units in there, I'm going to have to purchase a few more of them and build them up and get them painted. So, yeah, we'll see. By which point the new Codex will probably be out. I'm hoping it comes out mid next year.
This time of next year.
Probably.
You might have it for next Christmas.
Maybe, if we're lucky. And hopefully a Christmas box set to go with it. Yay. Right, anyway, that's it. I think that's all I've got to say.
Well, goodbye from me.
Yeah. Please, there's going to be a subscribe button please, down here. Please click it and check out our sponsors, Elysium War Games, for ridiculously cheap Warhammer. And events and stuff as well if you're UK based. And maybe a special announcement from us a little bit later on in the month. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye. Leave in bed.
Look, you two! Pack it in! Hive Tyrant is shooting his load into...
Killed him. Mortal. Mortal.
Fuck yeah. Fucking lord. Deal.
Hive Tyrant now shooting his load